look at our interview and things that we talked about and um, get to know you better. So I'm Cassie,
Yeah.
Hi.
and
I'm Elisa.
this is Elisa. So I'm in California. Elisa's in Rexburg
Yep.
area. Enjoying fall. And you're in Texas?
Yes, Houston.
All right. Okay.
So you guys are just getting ready or you're looking to buy a home?
Yes, we actually put an offer in on a home
Really?
just this weekend.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Mhm.
Is it still in like the Houston area?
Yeah, it's not far at all from where we're currently living.
Oh, that's cool. That's really awesome.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, good. And what brought you to the Houston area? Are you from there or are you?
My husband's family lives here.
Oh,
Mhm.
sweet. So where are you from?
So, my family is mostly from California in the Bay Area. Um, Livermore, you might know, but
It sounds cooler than the Los Angeles area right now, so.
definitely. Yeah, but I just moved to Texas with my parents for my dad's job and ended up going to school, and that's where I met my husband.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
So did you go to BYU Idaho online or did you?
I actually went on campus for the first year,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, I've been taking online classes. And then for 2 years, I took classes at the university in Texas, in San Marcos, Texas, where I was living at the time.
Hmm.
Okay.
And then I got back into BYU Idaho with the Pathway program.
That's so
So,
cool.
yeah.
How long have you been doing the pathway program?
Well, I just finished the Pathway program, so now I'm officially a online student.
Oh,
So,
awesome. That's so cool.
And you're going to be using Google Hangouts all the time.
I guess so.
You will be.
I feel like they change it and upgrade it so often that it's like the semester's over and by the time the next semester starts, I'm like, I have to relearn how to use everything again because you changed it all. I finally figured it out. Now I'm behind.
I understand that.
All right, so you are living in Texas, and how old are you?
24.
24. And so you met your husband at BYU Idaho?
No, actually at the university here
Oh,
in
okay.
Texas. We actually met at the singles branch.
Oh, cool.
That's where I met mine. And I was
It's a
at
great
BYU
place.
Idaho for 3 years, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to meet my future husband up there. No, went home for a 7-week break, and I was like, hey, cool.
Isn't it funny how that happens? That's what I
Yeah,
thought too.
I was fully convinced. I was like, LA area, yeah, there's not a lot of members. I mean, compared to going to BYU Idaho, and then wouldn't you know it? So, is your dad's job still in Texas, or did they move back to the Bay Area?
They're still here in Texas. They actually moved to Houston not long after us. So.
That's good. So you have both families close by.
Yes, it's great.
That is. And you said you're working now. What are you doing?
I work at a music school. I'm just the receptionist though, so I'm not one of the talented teachers.
Cool though to like work at a music school to I don't know, be around that much talent. That's cool.
Oh yeah, it is really cool.
So do you have any musical like background or anything?
Not really. I mean, my mom tried to teach me piano when I was younger, but Didn't really ever pick up on it.
That's cool.
What are you majoring in through BYU Idaho?
What's it called? University Studies, I think it is.
Okay.
So it's the one where you pick one minor and two clusters.
Yeah.
So I'm doing English minor and then Family Studies and oh dang, what's the other one? Can you tell I haven't had much sleep? And
All right.
oh, Family History.
Oh, cool.
History. That's cool.
See, I didn't even know that they offer all these classes online, so that's
I know.
awesome.
It's
And is
awesome.
this your first, you said this is your first semester in the full online program?
Yes.
So you're taking, how many credits are you taking this semester?
7.
Did you say 11 or 7?
7.
7. Okay, I was like, 11's a lot of credits to take online.
Sometimes I feel like 7's a lot to take online,
It is.
especially
Yeah.
with my little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you have one little girl,
Yes.
and how old is she?
She's 14 months.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. She's gone with her grandma right now, so
Oh, really?
nice.
That's how grandmas are, though. Like, my sister, I have a niece that's barely 1.
Mhm.
That's how my mom is. She's like, come over all the time and bring me your baby.
Move right in. I could use a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, she calls me up and says, "Can I take the baby? I want to go walking." I say, "Sure, I've got homework."
Please.
Yes.
Grandmas, they're the best.
Mhm. Definitely.
So how long have you been married for?
2.5 years.
Okay. Well, and you guys got married in Texas?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. What else do you, how long have you been working at your new job?
I just started 3 weeks ago, 2, 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
So,
How did you get involved in that?
my mom actually works there, and there was another lady. My mom works in the afternoon doing the receptionist job, and there was another lady doing the mornings, but she's actually one of the music teachers. And she said, I don't want to do this. It takes up a lot of time. She's like, I work in the morning doing this, and then the afternoon doing the teaching vocal lessons. So my mom's like, well, my daughter might be interested in working. I was like, oh yeah, definitely.
That's nice that you have some connections.
Definitely.
Yeah. And what does your husband do?
He is a truck driver, so he's gone a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it a long-term, like weeks at a time, or is it?
No, thankfully he has what's called a dedicated route. So he drives the same route every day, and he works Monday through Friday, and he's home on the weekend.
Well, that's nice.
That's so nice.
Mhm. That's why Fridays are kind of hard for me, because I'm like, never know if he'll be home or not.
Mhm.
Whenever he is home, want to take advantage of that time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is he just a local delivery truck driver then?
He drives to Memphis every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hours that is from Houston, but
I think it's 11, 10 or 11.
but is he home for dinner every night then, or is that
No, he's gone Monday through Friday.
okay? So you only see him on the weekends.
Yeah. So
How long-
he drives there. It takes him all day. He gets there, and then he has a partner who drives with him, and his partner drives back.
Wow.
So
How
has he been,
long has he been doing that?
Yeah.
He's been working as a truck driver for a year and a half, and he's been working at this job specifically almost for a year.
Has
Wow.
that been really hard with you and like your baby being new?
It is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
glad that you have both sets of grandparents because his family is still around.
Yes, definitely.
Probably a sanity saver.
Mhm.
That's good. And do you have siblings that are still living at home too, or are you?
I do. I have one younger sister living with my parents, and she's 16. So I see her a lot.
Does she like to babysit too?
Does she what?
Does she like to babysit too, or just come out and hang out with you?
She likes to babysit only at church.
Like to get out of Sunday school? Is that what that
I
is?
guess so. You know, whenever my daughter gets fussy in sacrament meeting, she's like, "I got her. I'll take her out to the hallway." So it's funny, but she does come and hang out a lot.
That's good.
That's good. So she's a junior in high school, did you say?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, that's good. And does your husband have any siblings still at home with his parents?
He has two siblings still at home with his parents. One is an older brother. It's kind of a interesting setup because he's married, but he and his wife are living in the home with my in-laws. And then also his younger sister, who is 18, is living at home. And then we also have his other brother, his other older brother, but they live like 15 minutes away. And he's got a girlfriend and they have a daughter. So
That's good. It seems like you have lots of family close by, which is really nice. So
it is.
how many kids are total in your family?
In my family, there's 5 of us total. And so me and my sister are the only ones living here. I have a brother living in the Austin area who's older than me. Another brother, my older brother, lives in Las Vegas. And the brother who's closest to me in age lives in Virginia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All
My siblings are spread out.
Yeah.
And then are your husband's siblings spread out too, or are they all pretty?
They're all in the same area.
That's nice.
Cool.
Mhm.
That's really nice. So how often does your whole family get together? Do they try to get together like once a year, or do they?
Last time I saw everyone was at my wedding. So,
Wow.
no. But we are trying, I think this upcoming summer, we're going to try doing a family reunion. And yeah, my mom decided she had this idea her friends told her about that they get all their kids together every 2 years and one sibling hosts the party and they go wherever they're living. Like we're going to do for the first year, we're going to go to California.
Okay.
Just because we have so much family there.
Yeah.
Then the next year, or I guess 2 years, is going to be my oldest brother, so it's going to be Las Vegas. And we'll just keep switching it up.
That's fun. That's how my dad's family does it too. It's every 2 years we all get together. So.
Oh, that's great.
I think it's a good plan. I don't know.
That's
Mhm.
good that you have something set up because my family does not do that.
Well, we're just starting, so we'll see how it goes.
Are like, oh, are you coming over for Christmas Eve tomorrow night? That would be pretty cool if you did. You're like, sure. Spur of the moment, not real planner type people.
That's how my in-laws are. They call us up like, oh, hey, we're all going out to dinner. Do you want to come with us? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. When? Oh, like right now?
We're walking out
on the way. Like, oh.
Funny.
So what does your dad do that brought him to Texas?
He works with computers, but it's a very specialized type of computer. It's some kind of mega computer. I forget what it's called, but it takes up like a whole room.
Oh, wow.
But they were really popular in the 70s, but not so much nowadays. Usually just pharmaceutical companies use them. So he's just, with companies being bought out and downsized and stuff, he was laid off in California, and he searched and searched for a job, and he was offered finally this job. He had the option of moving to Texas or Virginia, and so I don't know why they chose Texas, but it turned out to be a good thing because I met my husband here.
That's good. What was I going to say? Oh, you have a brother living in Virginia, though. Was that before or after that he was offered that job in Virginia that he could have moved there?
My brother didn't move there till last year, so.
Okay, so it's like that would have been convenient too. The two places he got offered a job.
Yeah.
Both states, so it's a win-win.
Mhm. So.
All right, so let's see. Other family questions. So even though your family is pretty spread out, do you guys feel like you are close? I mean, do you guys talk or Skype or email, or is it kind of if you're around each other, it's good, and if not, it's fine too?
Yeah, we don't really keep in contact as much when we're not close together. When we are together, we kind of fall back into, just like when we were younger. Yeah, so it's perfectly natural when we're back together, but we really don't keep in contact. My parents keep in contact with all my siblings. They call all of them every Sunday, so.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's a good parental thing to do.
Definitely.
And so would you say you're probably closest to your 16-year-old sister just because she's there still?
Yeah, I think we've always been closest too because I don't know. She was born when I was 8, so she's kind of always tagged along with me, and we've been close all the time growing up, and especially now that we're living close to each other.
Right.
And there's no, because it's you and your sister and then 3 brothers?
Yes.
And so there's no brothers in between you two, right?
No.
Okay. That would make sense that you're closest to her then.
Yeah.
The only sister and the closest. All right. Well, that's good. So in your survey, you talked about different things that you want to learn about family, and I feel like this is perfect because you're clustering in family studies, so we could give you like a little preview of some of the things that you're probably going to learn, and then you'll be way ahead of the game like next semester when you start taking your classes in family studies.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the email that I sent. Let's see. One of the things you said you wanted to learn more about was like financing, family finances.
Mhm.
Is there anything specific in that area that you want to learn more about, or is it just like all in general finances, or would it be like budgeting or saving money? Like,
I guess kind of specifically saving money, I guess. We started a budget last semester,
Okay.
and we've been using it, off and on, but we've been really cracking down, especially with trying to get a home. We've
Yeah.
really been
That's good.
using it a lot more consistently, and we even cut back, which is great.
Does it feel good that you're doing that?
It's hard.
I know I've tried to start a budget like a million times. Never follow through with it, so congrats. You're doing awesome.
I know. I finally figured out, like, the thing that works for me is I have to make myself accountable every week. At the end of the week, I get up my budget and my bank statement, and I go, okay, did I stay within it? Yeah. So that helps me.
That's good that you found out like what you really need for you to do.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing for me is I don't know. I still have to figure out that part.
Yeah. Just try everything until something works. That's what I did. So.
You mentioned, okay, so I found the email. How to have a more successful marriage. What were some of the things that you classify as having a successful marriage, other than being able to budget and handle your finances? What else would that entail?
I guess like having very good communication. It's really hard because we're not always face to face with each other. So sometimes, yeah, it makes it complicated. Yeah. So, communication. I don't know. I guess kind of seeing eye to eye. 'Cause sometimes I feel like he's a great husband and a great dad, but sometimes I feel like I'm gotta be the mean mom, wife, crack down on, okay, we're not spending this much money in eating out anymore, or no, we can't stay home and watch football, we have to go to church. And so sometimes I feel like that's hard. Like I feel like I have to be the mature, responsible one sometimes, which sometimes it's really just tiring.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel like you have two kids. You only have one kid. And
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I don't think I asked that. What's your husband's name?
What?
What's your husband's name?
Edwin.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't ask that. Do you, when he's on the road, do you guys like Skype every night so he can see your daughter and things like that?
We talk on the phone mostly because usually he drives from like 10 in the morning until like midnight. So the whole time he's driving, he's got to focus on the road, but he has headphones. So mostly we talk. I want to say at least twice a day usually,
Oh, that's good.
which is good. But we don't usually do any video chat because usually by the time he's done, I'm asleep,
And you're
and and he sleeps until pretty late, so I'm already up and going
right.
when he wakes up.
Yeah. And what is your daughter's name?
Claire.
Oh.
All right. And what about the relationship you have with his family and your in-laws? Is that something that you feel super good about right now, or do you think it could be better? Or
I think it could be a little bit better. None of his family are members, so we've kind of got a double whammy going on. Like, they're not members, and I've been a member my whole life, so
Right.
there's kind of the culture clash there. Plus, his family is Hispanic, and mine is obviously white, so double culture clash. So sometimes I feel like they're very sweet and they're very nice, but it's really hard to connect with them. And especially me, I'm pretty shy. And they're very outgoing and outspoken. Yeah.
Now, is he a member or no?
My husband is.
Okay. Okay. And how did he find out about the church?
He was actually, he's into four-wheeling, and he and his brother were out front washing their four-wheelers, and the missionaries were going by and started talking to him and said, hey, you know, oh, these are really cool. And then they go, oh, hey, would you be interested in hearing about this? And my husband said, oh, yeah, definitely. And his brother's like, nah, whatever. But my husband was really interested, and he was baptized.
Well, that's cool.
And I actually found out his mom is a member, but she's been inactive for several years. So, about 20 years, I think. Maybe longer.
So, how long has your husband been a member then?
He got baptized 2009, so 5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, he was a member when I met him, which was awesome. Well, I figured it out. He actually met the missionaries and got baptized right at the same time that I moved to Texas.
Whoa.
Yeah, really, really cool.
You're like, I can see how it's working out.
It's amazing. So. Yeah.
So what do you think your parenting style is? Do you have, obviously it's probably really difficult because you don't have your parenting partner with you every
day.
every day.
It's been kind of interesting. I used to be very laid back and just go with the flow, I guess.
Right.
But my daughter is she's very strong-willed, and she's very, I guess, spirited is what the word that I've heard most works for her. That she gets really, really emotional very quickly, and very, very big emotions for such a little girl. And so I've kind of found, you know, what works best for her is kind of getting her on a schedule, having consistency, and, you know, as long as we stay roughly within our schedule and, you know, having her go out and have interaction with other people works really well. But, you know, the hardest thing is then on the weekends, I feel like everything gets thrown out of whack.
Totally different weekend schedule because Dad's home and...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
That is definitely...
Yeah, I guess parenting style, I'm still kind of laid back. I don't say, like, you know, this time is this and this is this, but I do keep, you know, like, I keep her naps and her bedtime pretty consistent, unless I see, like, she's tired before,
right.
Then I'll put her down to bed early. But, yeah, other than that, I'm pretty relaxed. She sleeps in our room because it's usually just me, so she keeps me company.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How are you with like media and your daughter? Does she watch TV or does she?
Sometimes.
Anything or movies?
Sometimes I'll put in movies for her. We don't have cable or TV at all. We only just have, you know, the DVD player. So sometimes I'll let her watch movies, but not very often.
Okay.
Usually only if I desperately need to get something done and I need her occupied for a little while.
Well, yeah, that's why I had to ask, because there are some people that are like, no, we don't even have a TV in our house, and
Oh my gosh.
it's just not going to happen. And I'm like, okay, well, I just have to check.
Yeah, I try not to because I notice that if she does, usually it kind of overstimulates her, and later on she is more fussy. But if I absolutely need like just 30 minutes to do something, then it is kind of my last resort.
That's, but you know what? If it works for the 30 minutes, then I.
Yeah.
So how does your family and his family get along? You said there's kind of a little bit of clashing, just culture clash.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just, culture clash, I guess. My family and his family actually get along really well. They really like each other. Um, Biggest problems is like, they don't quite, his family doesn't quite understand that, hey, we really love spending time with you guys. We love going out with you guys, but we can't go out on Sundays. I mean, we'd love to have, home cooked meal or whatever, but we can't go out on Sundays. So sometimes, that's the biggest problem is when we have to explain, we can't do this or that because of our beliefs, and they don't always get it. So. But they're really, really sweet people, and my family really likes them, and they really like my family too. Yeah, my mom always says, she's like, don't tell anyone else, but we get along with your parents much better than any of our other in-laws. So.
Hey, you know what? If it works, that's great, because they're the closest ones. So.
Yes, yeah, it works great. But my in-laws are great. They're very humble people. They don't pretend like they're better than anyone else or anything like that. So.
Good. Is there anything else that you would want to learn about in the next few weeks? We want to try to meet with you 2 to 3 more times, and basically just teach you about what you want to learn about in relation to family. Is there anything that you're just like, I have to know more about this, and what's the best thing to do?
I guess kind of trying to, my biggest worry is blending me and my husband's parenting styles, because like I said, during the week I'm pretty consistent with, how she sleeps, like what time she sleeps, and doing things in a certain way. And then when my husband comes home, he's like, oh, let's go do this and whatever, and he doesn't really pay attention to the times, or I say, oh, she needs to go to bed, it's 8. He's like, oh, but we're over here at my parents and we're having fun. We can stay another hour. It's not a big deal. She'll be fine. She can sleep in. So.
And you're like, it doesn't work that way with kids. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Like, she's not gonna sleep in.
She'll sleep in, but she'll make you pay for it all day tomorrow.
So he won't even know.
So kind of, I guess, blending parenting styles. Especially, I grew up, being around kids a lot. Like, my sister was born when I was 8, so I really helped my mom a lot with her. I really got a lot of really early life training, and I've had nephews and nieces since I was 12, so I've gotten a lot of practice with them too. And my husband doesn't have quite as much experience with kids, so his experience is different. He doesn't really understand all the ins and outs.
Right.
So.
And I think guys are generally just oblivious anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
I feel like I can say that because my husband's like, he will avoid holding a baby if they're still in a diaper. Like, no, I don't want to touch that. I'm not I'm not part of that. You're like, come on, really? Man.
When my daughter was like 3 weeks old, he's like, woo, lifting her up in the air, and I'm like, don't do that, no.
You're like, please,
I'm playing with her. I'm like, that's not how you play with a 3-week-old. They're too young to play.
Funny.
And even when they do, it's like peekaboo or something.
Yeah.
They're
not ready to be thrown in the air yet.
You really can't roughhouse with a little tiny baby. Yeah, he's really enjoying her now that she's like mobile and she can walk and stuff. So.
Yeah.
It's starting to get easier.
Yeah, they can relate a little more to them of, you just like lay there all day. Why? Like, why is it exciting?
When she was first born, he would say, she's been sleeping all day, and this was when we were still living in Austin. He said, my mom's here visiting, and she wants to play with the baby, and she's sleeping. We should wake up so she can play. And I go, no, they're supposed to sleep that much.
They need a lot of sleep.
Yeah. So.
That's good that he's adjusting more to it now that she's older.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I guess my biggest worry is, let's see how it'll go with the second child and later on. So.
Does he have vacation time? Like, is he planning on taking a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there for vacation, or how does that work with his job?
He doesn't get paid vacation, but he can request time off. Actually, last weekend, we were supposed to go to New Mexico on a road trip, and he had requested Thursday off through Monday. But, we kind of took my daughter on a road trip to Austin, and that was plenty far enough for us. Plenty far enough for her. She wouldn't get in her car seat for like a week. So we said, okay, going to New Mexico is not really going to work with her. At least not in the car. So,
but all the way to New Mexico, and then she refused to get back in her car seat.
Yeah, exactly. That was my fear. But yeah, so he can get time off when he requests it, but
that's good.
Yeah, he just has to let them know in advance. That's good. And he gets most major holidays off.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Elisa, do you have anything else you want to? Are there any other things that we should know that would be helpful as we're looking forward to
teaching you?
Yeah, teaching you.
Not that I can think of.
And just to be sure, you want to cover how you and your husband can better agree on a parenting style or figure out that kind of thing, and then finances. Do you still want to cover that as well?
Sure, if we have time, but it's not as big of a priority.
Right.
So.
Okay, and what else? Didn't we have 3 things?
Maybe a communication with me and my in-laws.
Yeah, in-laws. In-laws is always a fun thing to learn about how people deal with it, and how studies say it's best to deal with it. It's always interesting to compare the two. Well, I just do this with my in-laws, and you're like, well.
I've had friends that have either really crazy stories about some really crazy in-laws, or I had one friend who got along great with her in-laws, and actually they ended up living next door to each other, which I'm like, wow, that's incredible.
I couldn't
Like,
do
I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I would like to get a little closer to my in-laws.
That's good that you are like so. I don't know that you have a good relationship with them. Because I
Mhm.
always, like you said, I always hear the two extremes where it's either really good or really bad.
Yeah. Mhm.
So
Yeah, ours is fairly decent. It's just, I guess, mostly kind of breaking down barriers, I guess.
yeah,
I've always been really shy, and I've mostly heard horror stories, so I've kind of gone into this
Riley.
scared. And I wasn't always the friendliest when I first got married to my husband. I kind of I would get jealous of his mother-in-law
Oh, okay.
because he was really, really close with his mom. And, you know, he would invite her to come to church with us, which was awesome and great. But then he's like putting his arm around his mom, and I'm feeling like, I'm your wife. You're supposed to pay attention to me. So, you know, sometimes there was issues with that, and I've gotten a lot better at it. But, you know, it's,
Still like a hard thing to go through though.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of hard trying to figure out where I fit in.
Right, your
You know,
role
like,
in the family.
yeah, exactly. Oh,
All right. Well, does this Tuesdays at like, let's see, what time is it for you? It's like 3 o'clock now. But Tuesdays at 2:15. Does that time work for you? Pretty
I
consistent.
think it works great. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I might have my daughter with me next time though.
Okay, well, we don't plan on meeting next week. We have to meet with our teacher and go over what we talked about and find stuff to teach you about. But 2 weeks from now,
We'll meet.
did you want to tentatively set it up? And I mean, it's fine if your daughter's, it's not a big deal. If your daughter's running around in
I
the
would
back.
love to meet her.
Yeah. That's part of the
I'm
whole
sure she'll
family.
be fascinated and try to grab at the computer.
But let's set that up, and we'll be in touch in between now and then anyway. But
Yeah.
just reserve that time right now.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll write it in my planner.
So we're thinking
And
the 21st then?
as
right?
that was 2 weeks from now is probably, yeah. And the meeting will be about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
It shouldn't be longer than an hour, so don't
Okay.
don't worry about that. And unless there's anything else,
Yeah.
we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
All right, and if you have any questions or if anything comes up and you're just like, this new thing in my life, teach me all about it.
Okay, sounds great.
All of a sudden, potty training is the #1 thing, then let's...
Oh my goodness. I'm both terrified and excited for that. Excited to be done with diapers, terrified for all the horrors.
Everything else.
Yes.
Okay, well, it was
good.
good meeting you and getting to know you, and we will see you in a couple weeks.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yay.
You're welcome.
Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.